Here I am on the main page of Nearpod on my computer. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to hit this big old create button right here. But before I do that, I want to show you that they've kind of put together a bunch of tutorials on how to do everything in Nearpod. So it's basically doing everything that I'm doing. And then they have this Nearpod certified educator that you could do as well. But I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to hit this create button. And when you do that, you have a couple of different things that you can do. You can create a lesson. You can create a video. So if you think about interactive videos such as Edpuzzle or PlayPosit, Nearpod now has those where you can upload a video from YouTube and you can put questions to it as the video is playing. You have an activity, and so these are just a bunch of different things that I'll go over when I start to create my lesson. And then you also have Google Slides. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to create my lesson here. And when I do that, it's going to take a second to run. And what I think about with Nearpod is it's PowerPoint on steroids. And so this main thing comes up and you can see right now I'm highlighted over slides and it gives information about what a slide could be. I can do the same thing for a video, so it changes and it tells you what it is that's going on. And this is nice because it's an embedded format, so it's right within the slide. You have a quiz, and so there's information in there. A draw it is great so that the kids, there could be something in the background. And one great example I can give you is regions of the United States. If we did the Mid-Atlantic region, you could have a map of the Mid-Atlantic region and the kids could label each state. Or the parts of a cell, animal or plant cell. They could label the parts of the cell, the heart. So just think about things that you could do there. Time to climb is more like a race. If you think back to Socrative, that's kind of what that is. I think it's more elementary than anything. Matching pair. You can create pairs of things for vocabulary, which is great. A collaborative board is kind of like an interactive board where students can post kind of what their thought process is. A poll is exactly that, and then you have an open-ended question. And these are labeled over here as the most popular. Next, I have the create. So here are the things that you could create. You have a slide. You have slides, so you could do a blank slide and then add information. A slideshow is great for pictures or information that you simultaneously want students to read. Sway is a Microsoft product. You could put a PDF in there. You could put a PowerPoint into a Nearpod lesson. You could do a bunch of images and audio files. If I go down to interactive, if you have a full let me back up. YouTube web content is great because if you can put a URL there of kids having to read something, they can actually read it and not have to leave Nearpod. Vocabulary videos are great if you have a subscription. BBC videos are great for science and social studies. 3D objects are interactive, like they said. A simulation from PhET is great for math and science. And then you have the VR field trips. If I come down to quizzes and games, these are the ones that I just talked about. So you have all those there. And then you have the discussions, which is a collaboration board. You can insert Flip, formerly known as Flipgrid, and that can go in there, and the poll and an open-ended question. So I'm going to go back up to create, and I'm going to go into slides, and when I'm ready, I highlight that and I come over here and I hit the blue section. And so that's going to populate for us. And what I've done is I have a PowerPoint presentation on my desktop that I'm going to drag over to PowerPoint. And so you can see here, this is my slide. And so drawing on slides, click on the icons to draw, highlight, and make annotations on your slides. Got it. So you can see I can add all these different things if I wanted to do that. And so I can save. It's going to save that particular slide. And then it's going to go back to my menu options where I can add more information. So I'm going to add content and activities. So that's still processing. I'm going to go to create and I'm going to go to PowerPoint and I'm going to hit add. And now I can upload. I can upload it. I can pull it from Drive, from Box, and Microsoft. So I'm going to upload this because I have it on my desktop and it's this newsletter right here. And so I'm going to go ahead and upload that. And while that's uploading, I'm going to go ahead and just explain to you that this is going to take a little bit of time. And the other thing is that what this is doing in Nearpod is it takes a screenshot of each of your slides. So you have to make sure that you have exactly what it is that you want on those slides. If you see a spelling mistake, you've got to delete that slide and then recreate it in PowerPoint and then upload it again. And so just know that it's just taking screenshots of each of my different pictures. So the links won't work, there's nothing in there, it's just all it is. So as that's processing, I can go ahead and I can hit add new. And I have all my information slides, and now I want to add some of the interactivity to it. And this is where the power of Nearpod comes in. So I can add a quiz. So there's all my slides. So there's 15 of them. And let me go back and add that one more time. So I want to add a quiz, and I hit add. And so what this basically does now is I can enter my question. I can add an answer there, and I can say which one is the correct answer. So I'll say that. And then if I want, I can add another question, or I can just hit save. And so it's going to take that one particular question in there, and it's going to say, okay, that's there now. And let's see where it put that. Quiz. Here's my quiz at the end. So what I'd like to do is I like to drag this somewhere so that it's in, let's say, here. Because there's a bunch of different tips there, and then they can get to this, and I can see what it looks like. And you can go ahead and you can do that with any different of the activities that are finished with it. So now what I like to do sometimes is I like to preview it so I can kind of see what it looks like. And so again, that's generating the preview. And so this is what it would look like for my students. I can hit the arrow. And so you can see what that kind of looks like. And so now I can X out of that. And sorry about that. I can go ahead and if I want to, not sure where my slides went. Here's my slides. I want to edit them. And now what I can do is I can hit save and exit. And this is where I think I'm ready or I'm not finished yet, so I want to come back to it later. And that's how you're going to basically create a Nearpod. All right. So if you have any questions, maybe you can search the tutorials and check them out.